Now, fake news is something we're all used to hearing about when it comes to social media and or corporate media. But what about fake accounts? Well, the Post-Millennial as well as the San Francisco Standard both ran stories about a group of at least 4 fake Twitter accounts, which by itself is not all that unusual. But what was interesting was the fact that all of them had similar bios, pledging their undying love to the LGBTQ plus community, Ukraine, as well as promoting heightened fear and caution when it came to all things COVID. These accounts, which were pushing for maximum caution over COVID along with absolute adherence to authoritative COVID policies such as masking, social distancing, vaccinations, were discovered in December by Twitter user Joshua Gutterman-Trannon. The San Francisco Standard reports that Gutterman-Trannon uncovered the hoax by first investigating the Twitter user Dr. Robert Honeyman, whose pinned tweet from November 12th of last year reads, "My sister has passed away from COVID. The last couple of days have been difficult. I won't be responsive on here for a while. When I'm back, all COVID minimizers will be blocked straight away. I'm out of patience." Then, on December 12th of last year, our Dr. Robert Honeyman tweeted the following: "Sad to announce that my husband has entered a coma after being in hospital with COVID. The doctor is unsure if he will come out. This year has been the toughest of my life, losing my sister to this virus. This is the first time in my life I don't see light at the end of the tunnel. If you could follow me on this platform, I need as much people around me as possible right now, feeling empty sadness," the good doctor added. Gutterman-Trannon, whose curiosity was piqued, did a little internet investigating, as we should all, and quickly discovered that Dr. Robert Honeyman's photo was from Deposit Photos, a royalty-free image site, as "smiling, happy, handsome Latino man outside headshot portrait," reports the San Francisco Standard. Dr. Honeyman, who purported to be a doctor of sociology and feminist studies, who used the they-them pronouns, came across as a progressive, claiming to have even consulted on the new Scooby-Doo movie and that they lobbied to make Velma lesbian. Why, thank you, Dr. Honeyman. That information, of course, was fake, as was the whole account, as Dr. Robert Honeyman has no verifiable biography past the Twitter account. Their supposedly comatose husband, Dr. Patrick C. Honeyman, was also fake. His Twitter photo had been stolen from an insurance professional in Wayne, Indiana, reports the San Francisco Standard. 2 more accounts, Dr. Gerald Fisher and Dr. Steve Stayville, connected to the Honeymans, were also fake. All 4 accounts had bios that displayed the Ukrainian flag along with the pride flags. Well, who could have seen that one coming, huh? All 4 were critical of policies and positions that push back against the most stringent of COVID policies. Dr. Robert Honeyman had even asked his followers to report other Twitter users for attacks about my sister's post. Until Elon Musk takeover of Twitter, former head of Twitter Trust and Safety, Yoel Roth, enforced a COVID policy aligned with Honeyman's point of view. For those of you who don't know who Yoel Roth was or is, this should sum it up. His thesis for his PhD paper was on ways gay hookup apps could be utilized to target younger users, mainly young men in high school, thereby allowing them the opportunity to hook up with older gay men. In our all-inclusive world, we can't leave out the maps. Now, can we? Roth went on to say, Twitter's previous approach to misleading information read, "In serving the public conversation, our goal is to make it easy to find credible information on Twitter and to limit the spread of potentially harmful and misleading content. Starting today, we're introducing new labels and warning messages that will provide additional context and information on some tweets containing disputed or misleading information related to COVID-19. In March, we broadened our policy guidance to address content that goes directly against guidance on COVID-19 from authoritative sources of global and local public health information," the policy stated. Roth's policy not only missed the fake accounts, but was used by the fake accounts to report other Twitter users who were legitimate. As an aside, Did you know that prior to Elon taking over Twitter, child porn was a major problem which for some reason Twitter management couldn't seem to get a handle on and get rid of year after year? Now I can see why, given Twitter's top management consisted of reptiles such as Roth. And by the way, 90% of child porn apparently now is gone from Twitter. Amazing how that happened. So, what was the motivation behind whoever created these fake accounts? In one word, astroturfing. Merriam-Webster defines it as organized activity that is intended to create a false impression of a widespread, spontaneously arising grassroots movement in support of or in opposition to something such as a political party or an ideology, but that in reality initiated and controlled by a concealed group or organization such as a corporation. In a nutshell, you had fake doctors who had no presence, makes sense given they weren't real, posting with the goal of inciting others to support a chosen narrative. There is some debate as to who was behind this and what side agenda are they on. Was it a false flag, psych ops? That remains to be seen. But feel free to weigh in. Maybe Elon can help us get to the bottom of it. In closing, in case you hadn't heard, the new Republican Congress in the U.S. announced that Jim Jordan will head a new select committee that will look into governmental abuse of power and investigates the correspondence between the Biden administration and big tech companies following the information on censorship that came out of the Twitter files, including around COVID policy. And to think, we're not even the middle of January yet. Gonna be an interesting year, folks. Anyway, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. I have posted a link to those 2 articles in the notes section below. As always, you can subscribe to my channel. Please do so if you haven't. Check out some of the past videos. And follow me on Rumble and my Locals account. And if you haven't subscribed on Rumbles, do so. Because sometimes censorship happens at YouTube. Who would have guessed? Anyway, see you next time.